I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world. The universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you proclaim toughest to the proclaim weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you're my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't even matter whether you like me, like my YouTube videos, whether you give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, whether you give me constructive criticism, or whether you give me positive or negative comments. It doesn't matter if you're dark-skinned or light-skinned. I greet all you all with the same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Today happened to be April the 18th, 2020, the time of the vision, time to change, time for positive leaders to come out. We have some that's out, but we need positive leaders of all nationalities, because if you positive leaders of all nationalities, you see, you would be like Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Pope John Paul II, Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela, and a whole bunch of other people. If there's, their chain of thought is the same as mine, and a bunch of other people, where there is a disservice or injustice done to one person, there's an injustice done to all. Some people don't believe in that. The time being about 11:49 a.m. I'm here at one of my favorite spots again. A few people is out fishing. And if you can see that bench, about a week or so ago, it was full of water. The water was all the way, the water had rise from here to all the way to that bench. Even that bench over there, let me see if I can focus right on it. Yeah, even that bench there, the water was way towards me, almost over that bench. If you could see the sign, let me see if I can get it clear enough for you. Regular gas $1.39, diesel $2.25. I'm saying that for a reason. Things is going down. The water is going down. The gas is going down. Even some of my critics is going down because they have a better understanding of me and what I stand for. I never claim to be right on anything. Some people don't like the fact that I apologized to two individuals that I was going back and forward with, and they apologized to me. A person that's about chaos, they don't like to see that. Especially they don't like to see, and this is not a racist statement, they don't like to see strong, intelligent black men working in unity or in harmony and not fighting against each other. You see, that's how they did in South Africa. They pitted some of the tribes against each other. When I say they, I'm speaking of the forces that was running it then. And at the time, it was forces, and still some forces in there that was running it. And they know who they is. We don't have to mention it. It's been negative black forces as well as negative white forces. Negative forces of all nationalities, to be honest to you, with you. But I just want to say this here. To all those that continue to criticize what I do, people is beginning to see your criticism directed at me, but you never direct anything towards those who have done me and my family wrong. You have said that I have threatened other people's lives. And I explained in part 1 that the only time talked about taking somebody's life if they came over to try to do something to me or my family or come on the property unauthorized. I have that right. Especially when you've been harassing me and my family and making threats, open threats, on Facebook and everywhere else. But none of my critics seem to have seen anything wrong with that. But see, I don't live and I don't act according to what my critics think. I act according to the way that God give me that 6th sense. Some people don't even use their 5 senses on earth. If they did, it'd be peace and harmony. But that 6th sense give me a spirit of discernment, the same spirit that my children have, the same spirit that people that never knew me before have. You see, the people at the Burger King in Chicago, in Indiana, where my 2 youngest daughters' mother was working, may she rest in peace, where she was a manager, I only met them at the funeral March the 21st. But I have a rapport with them. I have such a rapport with them that they entrusted me in getting 25 t-shirts made for them in remembrance of my children's mother. You see, the entrepreneur that did it, he even trusted me in being the middleman. Before he got his money, he made the shirts. And once he made the shirts, and I told one of the managers at the Burger King that the shirts was made, even though she only knew me from the funeral, but she knew that my children's mother honored what I was doing as far as taking care of my 2 children. You see, now, she had enough respect when we transact the business, me being the middleman that not a lot of people, some people criticize. Me being the middleman, the man who made the shirts kept his bargain. I even, out of courtesy, paid for the shipping of the t-shirts to Indiana. And the manager called me last night and told me she had received the shirts. And my daughter's mother, my 2 youngest daughters' mother's best cousin, one of her cousins, which is one of her best friends, I got a shirt made for her, and it came today. It arrived to her today in Chicago, and she had the courtesy and the respect enough, just like the manager from Burger King. Both of them let me know that they received the shirts and they appreciate it. Unlike my daughter's mothers, my 2 youngest daughters' mother's family, they didn't let us know. Still ain't let us know. But some of the younger ones, the 16-year-old, the 11-year-old, and the 9-year-old, when they was asked, they told my daughters and them that they did receive it. That goes to show you how evil this other part of the family is. But see, you have some of my critics that know nothing about what happened in my life with my ex-wife, may she rest in peace, my children, or nothing else. You see, but it was a judge that was sitting on the bench for 25 years, Judge Brown. He knew what happened because he made an error. You see what I'm saying? In May of 2008, but he corrected his error in August of 2008 in giving me my children. And afterwards, me and him talked when he was on the bench and off of the bench at the post office. He didn't walk around with security. Me and him talked, and something that he convicted me of, well, not convicted me of, but set whole trial over, and a jury unjustly convicted me of over 20 years ago. He felt, since he didn't know me at the time, he didn't know, but now that he knew me, he knew that I was wrongfully convicted. But you know, God let another judge, Judge Dolan, 19 years later, last year in July, clear all that up for me. That go to show you how God works. Now my critics, you see, they don't have much else to talk about now. Now they talking about I beat on my children's mother. But they can't go and pull up their police report that ever showed that I put my hand on. They can't show no photos that I ever did it. You know, they did this here almost, let me see, somewhere about 17 or 16 years ago. And they did the same thing. Then they came back again to manipulate my children's their mother to run off with my children's and get up with some of these corrupted police and law enforcement officials and people in City Hall and people that was judges at the time. They allowed them to get together and try to put a case on me, but no charges was ever written up against me, no police report, but they allowed her to get out the state with my children. But I let God show me the right way of doing it, and God got me my children's back. You see what I'm saying? But these same family members, they wanted to see my children and their mothers out in the streets so they can do what they did with her other 3 children, take them. But they couldn't take them from me. I'm 100% man, not just 100% black man. I'm a man that looked out for all of my children in and out of jail. You see what I'm saying? In and out of jail, I looked out for my children. Now, when some of them get too grown where they can't respect me, you see what I'm saying? Then I would distance myself from them until they can show me respect. You follow what I'm saying? I won't let none of them dictate nothing to me because I'm a man. But anyway, I'm going to leave right now. And all my critics, keep on criticizing because y'all motivate me to keep on. And every time you say something, you can't produce nothing. You said I'm threatening people. I threaten anybody that come on my property talking about doing something to me. If you call that a threat, you see what I'm saying? You tried to go inside of somebody else's house or on their property without their authorization, and you see what happened to them. It happens all the time. You know, it happened in the suburb of Chicago last year. 5 17-year-olds or 3 17-year-olds, 1 18-year-old and a 14-year-old had stole a car in one SUV in one suburb of the Northwest Chicago suburbs, and then they went to another one where a 70-year-old man shot and killed a 14-year-old. He didn't know how old he was, but he was on his property and it was late at night. He didn't know what the individual was finna do. But the mother complained about he didn't have to do that, but the mother hadn't missed her child in 2 days of on a stealing spree. May the child rest in peace. But the man, even though he was white and the children was black, those that say I'm racist, he did what any human being, normal human being would have did. He protected himself and his property. But at the same time, they was charging them other teenagers with murder, and they can do that. But this man, this white man, told them that they didn't want them, he didn't want them to charge them with no murder. He had sympathy for them. But I'm gonna leave like this here. This water is looking nice. People is coming out, they doing their fishing. You can see all around. You can see the highway that's trucked there. US Express going southbound. That one there going northbound on Interstate 55. Just take a look around, y'all. Critics, y'all losing momentum. You're running out of gas. People ain't feeding up into y'all things no more. You see what I'm saying? People see that I know I'm wrong on some things, but all I tried to do was speak up for Charleston. But I don't speak up for Charleston, I speak up for me when I see stuff that's not right. You see what I'm saying? And you're not gonna stop me from speaking up when I know something ain't right. I'm gonna leave as I came. May God bless and protect all human beings all around the world. Don't put your faith in man, put it in God. He can beat Corona and everything else. Peace, peace still.